Okay, part 7. Now, for those of you who have watched many of my previous reviews from my manga stuff primarily, you'll know that I'm a fan of the Trigun series. And when it originally came out, I had no idea what it was about, so I watched it and I instantly fell for it. And after that, I decided I was going to buy some merchandise from it. And one of the things that I managed to track down, in fact, actually, there were two pieces I'm going to show you. The first one I found by accident. I was down in Brighton, and there's a comic shop that me and my brother know the owner, because he used to run the shop up in Crawley, where I'm from, before his partner basically ran off all the cash and he had to shut down and he relocated. But he has a lot of merchandise because he's a big manga fan as well. And one of the things that he had, which this cost me about 10 quid, but I'm quite glad that I've got it, is this. Actually, no, this is only a piece of it. Yeah, this is the other piece. Now, if you have ever watched the series, you will know of a thing called the damn cat. Now, the damn cat, it does actually have a name, but I don't know what it is. He slash she slash it just appears at the most random spots in the middle of the episode. So, like, for instance, there's one in Trigun Badlands Rumble where Vash sees a newspaper report, and it's apparently his fault of what happened, and the cat is just sitting there. So that's the cat properly. But the main part is Vash himself, which is here. Now this cost me about 10 quid. Now I have a sneaking feeling, if I'm right, yeah, this is the Vash from the Trigun Maximum series, because the original Vash's jacket actually doesn't have these black markers, and the suit is completely made of one-piece leather. Whereas this one, in the actual new series, it's actually made up of interlocking sections. So, for instance, there's a scene where he hasn't. I'll take him off. He comes with his own armchair. Yeah, this is definitely him because of that piece on his back as well. So, for instance, he doesn't move. The only part of him that moves at the moment are both his legs, but they only move very lightly. So, I think that's just so you can sit him down properly. So, yeah, because when he sits down, actually, I'll show you. So when he sits down, he sits like this, and then obviously you put the telly in front of him, which is what this is. You put that in front of it, and it's effectively him watching the telly. So it would look something like that. Now, Vash does come with a couple of accessories, which I have lost. On the side, he does actually have his trademark sunglasses, but I've lost them. And he came with a bottle of beer, which I've lost that, because those pieces were so small that I'm not surprised that you would lose them. So that is the first part. Now, way before I should point out as well, the detailing on Vash himself is actually very good. So he's got his trademark smile and the little the mole under his eye, and obviously you've got the detailing on the jacket and everything, and then obviously where he's sitting down, it's loads of flexible pieces of rubber. The only thing, and his head does move. It does move 360 with like The Exorcist, and he does have his little trademark earring in. Now the only problem I've got is that I don't know if this is just wear and tear or something, but his skin has started to fade slightly. I think that might have been where he used to sit in my bedroom. I used to have a shelf, and he used to sit on that. So I think that's just sunburn, truth be told, on that one. But before I found this, I became, as I said, a bit obsessed with the Trigun series, and I found. Now, I should point out that this cost me a huge amount of money, but when I got it, I was so chuffed. As chuffed as I was when I originally bought the series. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are a fan of the Trigun series, I bring you, and I know where to find it, Vash's handgun. This is as they call it, the .45 Long Colt Angel Arms Factory handgun, which is made by Vash's twin brother, Knives. Now, a little quick backstory. When I originally bought this, it took me about a month before I even started to build it, because it comes in three pieces. So you had this piece here, the actual barrel itself was one piece, then this part was one piece, then the barrel was one piece, and then you have the actual handle was another piece, and then and I should point out this does actually come up, it does actually load up, and then inside, as you can see, it has actually got bullets loaded. I should point out this isn't a working gun. It's just a replica. And inside, on the outside, if you look, you can see the little gold tips, which I had to paint. But those were actually separate little dots. So I had to paint the whole thing. But the problem, and then these two circular domes here, which there are two of. There's one there, and then there's one on the opposite side. They actually hold the actual clip that holds it in. Now the problem was that piece was so thin and fiddly that it actually snapped, and there's nothing I can do to fix that, so I can only unlock it from one side. It locks perfectly fine, but I just have to be a bit careful. Now the other problem I had was, if you look on the top right here is a break. When I got sent it, this was actually one whole piece, this whole part, and I took it out of the box and I dropped it, and it broke, and I wasn't best pleased, and I had to jerry rig it as best as I could, and I think I've done okay. And I should point out as well, this is nearly 10 years old. I think I bought it back in about, no, it's over 10 years old actually. It's about 2002. When was I? No, actually, I'll tell you, it's 10 years next year, because I was working at Virgin Atlantic at the time. So, you can actually, yeah. I should point out that the website that I bought this from has now gone bust. So I don't know if I was one of the last people to pick it up, but if I was, I'm quite chuffed. Now, I paid £300 for this. This is the most expensive model I've ever bought, okay? But I like the series so much that I was prepared to do this once. Until recently, I have now found out that you can buy that very gun model, exactly the same as one I've got, from Amazon for $100. Now, I have actually found the link, and I'm going to include it on the actual description below. So if you have any questions about it, I will answer them as best as I can. But to be fair, out of all my reviews, I've had very few comments added, so I'm assuming that you're all intelligent enough to go and find it yourself. So I'm coming on to the piece de resistance in one more, but as I said, I will add the link to Amazon. I do really want to get one more, because then I can have both. Actually, I want to get two, because I want to get a new one of the gun. I want to get a replacement version of this. I'm still keeping this one. I'm not getting rid of this. But I want to have two, so I can have this one, which will be my original. Then I'll get another one, so I can redo it. And then I'm going to get a third one and paint it completely black. So one day I can have them on the wall. So I have one facing that way, and then the other one facing that way, which will be, this is Vash's one, the silver one. And the completely black one is his brother Knives. So it depends on money on, and the fact that I've got to buy a flat. So that is that. Now I'm coming up to the final part, so be ready to be amazed. You will be.